Salute, salute. What's good? What's good, man? Y'all get on in here, man, so we can see what we got going on today, man. It's 11 minutes after 7, man, so we can see what's jumping. I ain't got too much going on. I got a little time to tap in, man. What's good, Cal? What's good, Jay? Y'all already know what time it is. Good morning, man. It's the top of the top, man. Y'all already know it's time to spread a little bit of positivity. Everybody ain't gonna get it, man. You know what I'm saying? But for those that understand, man, ain't no sense of being disgruntled. You was able to wake up this morning, man. Yeah, man, I just want to spread a little positivity, man, and see what we got going on, man. I ain't got too long to be here, but guess what? Like I told you last week, I mean earlier this week, I always got enough time to tap in, man. When I got extra 25, 30 minutes, man, to tap in, I'm gonna do that, right? Oh, by the way, uh, make sure y'all tune in Friday, man, 7 o'clock to that day room, man. You know, it's always an experience, and it's always kind of, excited, man. You can always walk away with a how should I say this? You can always walk away with a change of mind, right? And some things you knew, some things you didn't know, right? But you can always come there and get what you're looking for, whether it's good or whether it's bad. The main thing is this, man. Don't mind the man, because you just might miss the message, man. But like I said, uh, it's all good. Like I said, I just want to tap in this morning, man, and spread a little positivity in there, man. So, what we got going on today? What's on your agenda? Well, on my agenda, it's like always, man, trying to provide, man, and the only thing you get for the reward for work is fucking more work and more work after that, right? But you know, if you want to, I call it, if you want to break the barrier or change whatever that's going on in your family, whether it's good or whether it's bad, you got to be the example for that, man. You know, because nobody's gonna be able to do that for you, right? It's kind of like in the in the black race, right? It's a lot of us that get incarcerated. It's a lot of us that blame everything on the white man, you know, and I'm no different. I did the same thing, you know, got incarcerated and blamed everything on the white man until I woke up and stopped sleepwalking and understood that I got the same 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week, you know, to make my life better than it was the day before, right? So I say this, man, if it's a generational curse in your family, be the one to break it. Set that example for the people that's behind you, you know, and right now today, man, I live by no excuse rule policy. The only way that I don't get up and go and provide for the people in my family if I'm knocked down, dragged, real sick, right? Because I find it to be no excuse for a man not to go out and do the things that he's supposed to do. And, and at times, the father or the man is going to be absent in the family for a long time. Why? Because he can't be in two places at one time. So for those that's growing up and that's teenagers or whatever, you feel like pops are always gone. You got to understand he's gone for a reason, and that reason is to provide for the household. You know, and that's just my personal opinion, man. To where sometimes people get it misconstrued to where they think they grew up alone, right? You ain't growing up alone. You just got a man that understands his responsibilities, and his responsibilities is to take care of what he brought into this world. That's responsibilities of a man, right? And everybody don't understand what it takes to be a man. You know, I kind of find, it's like this here with me, man. People ask me, what's the hardest thing in this world? One is being black, because you got to prove yourself all the time. Two is being a man. And what I mean by a man, I'm talking about a man that understands his position in society, and it's not to take, 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 take. Sometimes you got to give, you know. And for those this right here goes out to those that's in a relationship or that has a better half. In other words, those that are married, right? For people that don't know how hard it is to be consistent inside of a marriage, it's tough because it's like a it's like a business deal, man. You got to compromise. You know, it ain't gonna always be 50-50. Sometimes it got to be 70-30. Sometimes it got to be 80-20 inside of any relationship you in, man. So if the relationship is failing, man, you might have to go back to the drawing board with it, right? But don't think for 1 minute that you don't need a better half. And I hear a lot of people say, "Well, I can do this shit on my own." No, you cannot do it on your own because two incomes is better than one, especially in today's time. If you in a relationship with somebody, make sure you bringing some shit to the table. Don't always extract from the table, man. Because like I said, two is better than one. And that's facts. Whether who you with, it don't matter who you with. Whatever you sharing your space with, make sure that you add to the situation. Don't take away, right? And I will say this though, man, it's really important that you uh surround yourself with people of value, man. Because it's opportunities, people out here that will take advantage of your ass and have nothing to give back. In other words, like I said, take, 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 and never give nothing back, right? So feel this here, man. It's better if you build your own dinner table. Don't wait for nobody else to feed you. Because if you do, you'll be in last place. I mean super last place, you know. And I know we all know people that's like that. They're around, man, you know. And what I call them people dream killers. People will shatter your shit before it even get on the board. Why? Because they in a situation and they want you to stay stuck in that situation. But you don't have to be in the situation, you know. And I never like to try to pin shit on one person. That's why I always use me for an example, right? Because I can't get in my own feelings against me. But when you use other people for an example, they get inside their personal feelings and they feel like you're attacking their character, right? So my advice for anybody that's trying to paint a picture, use you for an example and the things that you've been through, and you paint a picture for them, and it looks better in the mind, but in actuality, it's still the same picture. Because like I say, the hardest thing in the world for anybody to do is to keep it real with themselves. They'll keep it real with the neighbors, the homeboys, the homegirls, They'll keep it real with all those group of people. But when the light cut off, they can't keep it real with themselves. In other words, what I'm saying, if you know you feeling in one part of your life, but you wake up every morning faking, and you go outside that door and you get with all those group of people and you pretend like you on the same level they on. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Some people in life fake to the highest level to where they become professional fakers. And what I mean by that, they faking their own self out. But it's kind of like the iPhone. You know you have to reset it. That's what I mean by when you turn the light off, when you got to reset it and you understand, you know what I'm saying? That nothing you saying is true about you. And I understand that, right? Because you got to remember this, man. Let me share this with you, right? For 25 years, it was 25 long seasons for me, right? 25 long seasons. And I'm going to bring that up every time you see me on the live, right? Because that reminds me of the shit that I don't want to go through ever again. You know what I'm saying? And that's facts. So it's like this here, man. Uh, in prison, you had to be a certain character. So we all was in character mode, right? And you had to be that, you know, to get where you needed to be. But what happens is this, is when you come back to the playing field, which is the free society, you still in character mode. In other words, what I'm saying, people forget to cut that shit off, you know, because for one, you can't go to fucking me Walmart with the shit that you bring from there because they ain't trying to hear it. You got to have U.S. currency to purchase anything in society, man. So in other words, what I'm saying, man, that sometimes you got to turn that character shit off because you can't go in the bank and be a character and think you're gonna get a check cash, or you can't go down the street and apply for a job and you think you're gonna stay in character mode. You can't do that because the people that's never been in character mode gonna see that shit and you're gonna get rejected. And once you get rejected, that's gonna shatter your ego. You ain't gonna want to do nothing on that side of the field again. So what you do? You return back to what you used to do, taking penitentiary chances. And that shit is only gonna send you one place, a place that you ain't gonna ever be able to get out, right? So like I say, man, be real with yourself. And that's facts. You know, be real with yourself. Fuck the people that surround you. And don't worry about the people that's on the outside looking in. Because everybody in this world has opinions about what you do, when you do it, or how you do it, right? But you have to do this. It's like when it's raining outside, you have to put the raincoat on and let that shit roll down your sleeve, man. Don't get in your feelings because this person in their feelings. Because you'll never ever get nowhere in life with that, right? And I don't mean to sound like no philosopher or the smartest motherfucker in the room, because if I'm the smartest person in the room, we fuck. And that's facts. You know, but I ain't the dumbest motherfucker in the room either. That's why I never get in my feelings or get emotional behind what this person say or that person say. None of that shit ever affects me. Why? Because I built my own table with my own food. So I don't have to worry about nobody providing for me because I provide for self. Remember this, the first law of nature is self-preservation, right? It's self-preservation. So look that up and find out what the meaning of self-preservation is, right? And that's the law that I live by. Self-preservation, self-provider, man. And I do whatever is necessary so the necessary won't occur, man. And if you apply that in your life, man, 9 out of 10, you're gonna be successful, man, whatever you're trying to do, right? Like I said, the no rule as far as excuses, that shit don't apply with me. Get away from that shit. Quit blaming shit on other races or other situations or it just didn't work out for me or they don't like me. In other words, what I'm trying to tell you, it's you. You. It's you versus you. Once you realize it's you versus you, then you can get where you're going. Yeah, it's you versus you because you got to understand one thing, man, that if we turn on the TV every day, what sells? Bad news. Bad news sells, right? As long as the train records are available, they got your attention, right? So sometime, man, you got to get away from that shit and get back refocused on your life, right? And the thing about that is this here, man, is that everybody in the world is not going to like you. They're not like your car. They're not gonna like your motherfucking pair of shoes. They're not gonna like your Gucci glasses. Why? Because they're gonna feel like, in other words, the new saying is you capping. But I don't see shit wrong with that because if you grind for that and that's what you want, get that. And that's facts, man. But you got to understand one thing: we live in a judgmental society, man. So when people judge you, keep it pushing because the time you take out to entertain that shit is time you could have spent somewhere else in your life, man. And that's facts, man. Like I say, man, uh, it's kind of like coming on this internet shit, right? You are vulnerable in a way to people that never ever met you. And they gonna say shit so outlandish. If you let that affect you, you will never come back on this motherfucker. And that's facts. So in other words, man, you're gonna walk into certain situations, man, to where your skin gotta be thick as alligator skin, man. And that's real, man. So keep this in mind, man. When I look at the world, I picture it like this. The world is full of dolphins. It's full of dolphins, which are friendly, but you always got to be aware of the sharks too. So you got to learn to play with the dolphins and swim with the sharks. And that's facts, man. You got to do that. Yep. So that's why I say, man, don't get too caught up in the shit, man, because you got a lot of people that's tied up in material shit, man, but don't even have they don't even have the service that's lined out. So when they get ready to exit, they don't even have that set up. They so busy worrying about other shit and other people to where they don't even know how they gonna leave out of here. That's why so many people be cremated. Why? Because they don't even have an insurance policy. And the family can't even come up with $10,000. And that's facts. The average street dude cannot possess $10,000. He cannot possess it at one time in his hand. I guarantee you, he cannot possess $10,000 and don't even know what it looked like to be able to hold $10,000. Right? Just look at it. Just look at the facts. What I'm saying. And the reason why I say that because I was in the streets for a long time. For a long time. And I did a lot of shit. But what kept me in the streets is because I had to, it was a repeated cycle of me have to keep going to do what I did in order to get that money, which I call hustling backwards. That's hustling backwards, man. You make all the money only to go to the courthouse to give it back. And you think you street. You really dumb. And I was too. Like I say, I use me for an example. I can't use nobody else outside of me. Why? Because they gonna think that I'm attacking their character. So that's why I use me versus you. Because it's always me versus me. And that's facts. Like I say, the average street dude cannot show you $10,000 cash. Why? He can't take it to the car lot because it's going to get investigated. He can't take it to the bank because he don't have an account. So what he do? He keep it at home. He take chances on somebody coming to kill him just to get that. And $10,000 in today's time, it's not even no money. You can spend that in one day, but they can't show you that. They don't even have a bank to deposit it in. But you want to be street. So my advice to everybody talking about street, I'm a street dude this, I'm a street dude that. You hustling backwards, man. You hustling backwards. Oh, it's fun right now until the rabbit get the gun. And once the rabbit get the gun, guess what's gonna happen? Guess what's gonna happen? They gonna bang that gaffle on your ass, and when you go to jail, you're gonna be calling home collect. Ain't nobody answering the phone. Because they gonna say I told you so. So you made that bed and you lay in it. You got to understand, man. People are only around you because of what you can bring to their life. You are an asset to people that don't have a way out. And if you don't wake up, you're not gonna have a wake out. You're not gonna have a way out, right? Somebody asked me the other day, man, what do you do back then when you was in trouble or when somebody was fucking with you? As far as somebody that was bigger than me, right? What do I do? Do you run home and get your big brother to come back to defend you? Who I'm gonna run home to and get me? I'm gonna run home and get me because I've been defending me for a long time. Some people ain't even got a home to run home to. The streets is the home, and that's fucked up, man. But you can fix it though. You can fix it if you wake up and quit sleepwalking and understand that what you're doing every day when you wake up is not planned. And like I always say, a man that never planned is a man that's failed. He gonna fail, and that's facts. You are going to fail in society if you do not plan. I'm just dropping little jewels, man. I can't make you. It's nothing I can do to make you accept this shit, man. You can either accept it or reject it, man. But you got to respect it, man. Because we're living in a controlled environment, man, whether you know it or not. Everything that's around you is controlled. You might think that you're winning. You ain't winning, man. Everything you do in life is controlled, man. Your movement is controlled. You monitored everywhere you go, even in a free society, man. The world is monopolized, man, by people with real money, man. And that's facts, man. So every time you say, oh, I'm a street dude, I'm a street dude, you just put in the front of that, you're a fool. You're a street fool. Because once you get on that slave ship, it's over. Let me paint a picture for you right quick before I get out here, man. I've been on 23 minutes, but I want to paint this picture. I want to paint this picture. Years ago, they brought the black race over here on a slave ship, shackled in chains, right? Shackled in chains. Some jumped over the boat, eaten by sharks, and the ones that was left was sent to the plantation. I'm gonna show you how cold it is, how they switched it, right? They ain't bringing us on boats no more. They got big buses. They got big buses. They bring you in on big buses. So when they get you where you're going, you still shackled and chained. But you're not only shackled and chained to the black man, you're shackled and chained to another colored man. Same setup, same game. When they unload you, they take you in like cattle, count you in, give you a number, just like they do when they take the cows out into pasture. When they burn them, they give you that number. You've been burnt for life. I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know who I'm talking to, but don't let nobody trick you out of your position. Don't let nobody get inside your head because you get up every morning and go punch a clock. Don't let them do it. Don't let that shit that you see in them streets trick you. It's only a trick, man. It's fool's gold. It ain't gonna shine. If you didn't have nobody doing shit for you while you free, imagine what somebody gonna do for you when you trick your own self out of your position. I'm just here to tell you, man, ain't shit in this world free. Not even the air you breathe. Because if you breathe it on the wrong day, your ass just might die. So quit sleepwalking, man. Quit sleepwalking. I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know who gonna receive the message. Or I might just be talking. Don't know. But if I'm talking to you and the shoe fits, word. You know, some of us need this shit, man. Some of us need this. Street that can't show you the $10,000, but they hustle every day in the streets, running scared, running from the laws, running from the jack boys, and running from themselves. Why? Because they ain't figured it out. They scared. They scared to be alone with themselves. They scared to be alone with themselves. Yeah, they scared to be alone with themselves, and that's facts. So I say this, man. Uh, you just got to have respect for yourself, man, and don't put yourself in a position where shots gonna be called on you. Cause I'm telling you right now, you got to respect it, man. You know, you have so many people say, well, I hate the police. I hate the COs when I go to jail. I hate the sheriff's department. They hustling too, man. Everybody is hustling, but they hustling on a different level. So you got to respect them too, especially when you go inside their world. You can't expect them to treat you like you're at home. When they put your ass in the back of that police car and they take you down the streets and they're hitting every bump in the street, that's on you. You know, I know in some cases, man, that we get convicted of shit that we have did, right? Or we might get murdered, right? That happens, man. But like I always tell you, life exists on the chance when you wake up. Whether you believe it or not, you wake up to die. Everybody in society wakes up to die. The world is a controlled population. In order for you to survive, somebody else has to die. In order for somebody else to be born, another person has to die. That's just facts. And if you ain't looking at it like that, you ain't looking at it right. But the very first minute, whatever situation you in, and you stop performing to the highest level, or wherever you bring the service to, you out of there. You out of there. It happens every day. The world is a business, man. The world operates on a business level. The only people that don't get it are the people that's not doing business. Those are the people that's most upset. I paint this picture, man, before I get out of here. You got a lot of people that like the Dallas Cowboys, right? It's a lot of them like the Dallas Cowboys. When Ezekiel Elliott was drafted out of Ohio State, he was a scoring machine, can cross the end zone at any time, can cut on the dime, right? A lot of people love the Cowboys. They love the Cowboys, and they can't even tell you why they hate them, but they do. And it's not even hate; it's just a personal opinion, a preference that this person likes this team and that person dislikes this team for whatever reason it is. It makes no sense, but it is what it is. So back to the pitch at hand. Ezekiel Elliott was a scoring machine. He provided a service to the Dallas Cowboys. He was paid to score touchdowns. But the very first minute, he stopped treating it like a business and started venturing off and other shit to where he now was hustling backwards, always standing in the limelight of the media, always going to clubs, always doing this, always doing that. His motherfucking career took a turn. So he began to get hurt. Couldn't produce no more. So guess what happened? Jerry Jones says enough is enough and moved on. But he understood it was a business deal. But it was the people on the outside looking in that was fans that was the most upset, but never ever even played the game. So in other words, what I'm trying to tell you, man, you living in a society, man, where it's business. So if you don't handle yourself according to like it's business, you're gonna get shipped off. Yeah, they're gonna ship you off. And then you and then you're gonna enter another world that's controlled by somebody else. And then your character gonna be tested, whether you that person or whether you this person. And that's facts. So if you don't want your character to be tested, take care of the business, man. Because your character gonna show you who the man or woman that you really are. And some of us don't always pass the test. We're not mentally tough as we thought we were. And that's facts, man. Sometimes, man, and I want you to ask yourself this, man. We all grown. Man, ain't no sugarcoating this shit. Why do the majority of people in society self-medicate themselves? Why? I know the first thing they're gonna tell you that it makes them feel good. Well, my personal opinion, I think they running from some shit. They can't face self. So that's why I always gotta stay high. I don't want to accept the shit that's around me. So I can't wake up sober. I got to escape some shit. Why? They trying to escape the reality that's in front of them. But the shit ain't gonna change. It ain't gonna change. I'm here to tell you it's only gonna make it worse. That you can lie to the people, you can lie to me, but you can't lie to yourself. You really died inside, man, and don't know how to get out. And people do it every day. And I'm not knocking it. Like I say, I use me for an example. I used to smoke weed too. Get high as a motherfucker. Why? Because at one point in my life, I was fucked up. I was fucked up. It was a lot taken from me at an early age that I couldn't escape. So what I do? I got high, but it only got worse. Then I put myself in a situation that I couldn't get out of, couldn't call on nobody. And like I say, some of us got a higher power and we believe in, there's somebody coming back to save us. Well, I'm here to tell you. And it's no knock on the people that believe in the higher power. But when you do come back, everybody ain't going. Everybody ain't going. It's only going to be a chosen few. Ask yourself, are you really in that chosen few? Or once again, are you faking yourself out? I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't even know who missed this message, but they'll get it later, or you'll pass it on. But this the real spiel, man. You can't wear this around your necklace. You got to put this up here. But like I say, man, don't mind me, or you just might miss the message, man. But every time I come to this screen, man, it's gonna be some shit that you can walk away with and say, damn, he just might have been talking about me. Quit sleepwalking, man. Face it for what it is, and start being real with yourself. And don't mind the man, or you just might miss the message. So you said, what's the message, Plexico? The message is this: be real with yourself. Don't worry about what's around you, because people got a tendency to be real with everything outside of them, but go back in the house, and when they all alone and faced with self, they can't be real with self. And what I mean by real with self, you know your situation, you know what you stuck in, but you're too scared to ask for help to get out of it. Why? Because your ego in the way. And that's facts. Put that ego in your pocket, and then you become who you're supposed to become, man. But anyway, like I said, man, I've been here for a while, man, and it's things I got to get to. But I just decided to drop these jewels, and it ain't jewels for the neck. So it's a coke and a smile, man. Always have peace and blessing upon your life, man, and try to be a better person than you were the day before, man. So I leave you with that. And remember, man, we live to die. So have that shit in line, man. So the people on the back end don't have to worry about burying your ass. Or they won't have to worry about getting a GoFundMe page. And that's facts. And remember I said this, the average street person, as they call themselves, can't even show you $10,000. And that's what it takes to start it off to get your ass buried. The average cost of a burial is $20,000. So think about that. Don't leave that burden on the people behind you. Salute.